So hello everyone, and today we're going to be talking about strategic family therapy, which is a classical model that was introduced by Jay Haley, who is a psychotherapist who originally was a part of the MRI group at Palo Alto. Well, once he left Palo Alto, he linked up with Salvador Minuchin, who is the father of structural family therapy, and they worked together at the Children Guidance Clinic. Jay Haley eventually left and opened up his own institute, which is known as the Family Therapy Institute in Washington, D.C. He and his wife decided that they wanted to develop their own theory of therapy. And what they came up with was a theory that was consistent of Gregory Bateson's systemic concepts and Salvador Minuchin's structural family therapy, which birthed strategic family therapy. Four of the most commonly discussed techniques in strategic family therapy are reframing ordeals, prescribing the symptom, and directives. So with reframing, it's a really cool tool for insight. It helps to really focus on the way that our clients say things and helping them to turn negatives into positives. So, for instance, a woman who just got out of a bad relationship could say that her ex-boyfriend was a waste of time. A therapist would help them to reframe that by saying that that ex-boyfriend was a lesson well learned. For prescribing the symptom, it is a really cool process because what you do is you allow the client to do something that they're doing already presently in their life. So you could have a session with a couple and they say that all they do is argue. So the therapist says, okay, cool. So for the rest of this session, I want you guys to argue about the same things that y'all would argue about at home. Have the same argument. And I want you guys to carry that out throughout the rest of the session. And the therapist sits back and they watch this argument. A cool thing about ordeals is ordeals kind of help us to eliminate symptoms. So for instance, someone who says that they have a problem with their anger whenever they get angry, a therapist would say, well, whenever you feel yourself getting angry, I want you to go run a mile. Every time you feel yourself getting angry. We use directives whenever a family shows resistance to change. And the way that directives work are as you can tell a family that they need to argue all the time, or they need to sit in separate rooms and not speak to each other, something crazy like that. And what happens here is the family either is going to show you how resistant they are to change or show you how willing they are to accept change by disobeying the directive. The role of a therapist in strategic family therapy is to act as a coach or referee in the therapy room. Our clients are a part of our team. So the way that I like to think about it is our clients are our football team and we are the coach. We are coming up with game plans. We are putting out all the X's. We are figuring stuff out. We are placing everybody where they need to be. And the family is ultimately having to be willing and accepting of the therapeutic process. They have to help collaborate in that process. Therapists are supposed to be seen as problem solvers and solution finders in this specific approach. And one of the things that Haley does say is that the therapist doesn't focus on what the problem was, is what the problem is right now and how can we fix it from this point right now. In order for change to happen in strategic family therapy, we must first actually know what change are we looking for. What's the problem? What is the preferred outcome? So for instance, for families who may argue a lot and fight all the time, are we focusing on that fighting and how we want to decrease the fighting in the household? So such a vicious cycle creates anxiety, frustration, stress, So what we do is we help to come up with a more virtuous cycle that includes agreeing to disagree or walking away and using coping strategies. So we have to actually have some type of concrete change that we want to make in order to make change happen and help to regain the homeostasis within the household. In future sessions with clients, I could see myself using strategic family therapy, and to an extent, I feel like I do use a strategic approach, um, and I think that a lot of us do, because to be strategic means that we are taking the time to carefully and properly plan things. We're also keeping note of all of the little things that our clients say and do, and keeping those in mind and recording those for future sessions, or when we're thinking about our next question, when we're getting curious. So I would definitely use it. I would just want to be able to have a better understanding of it. Um, so that's something that I'm definitely interested in, is learning a little bit more about strategic and implementing it in the future. This is officially the last video for this class. I know that I said that about the last one, but this is the last one. So you guys have a awesome summer, and yeah, bye guys.